Okay, let's start. Can you see my screen? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. My system is hanging. Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay.
System is hanging. That's the performance.
Do you want to shut down and log back in?
Yeah?
Do you want to shut down and log back in?
No, it's fine now. I think it's
Okay.
good.
So you can mute back now so that it's echoing on my side. Okay, so let's get started. This is our folder, and today we're going to be starting out with JavaScript. So JavaScript is very, very important because it is going to allow us to add functionality to our website. So we're going to be trying a whole lot of things since JavaScript. We're going to be starting out with what data types are. Then we can move forward from there. So I'm going to be working primarily inside this main.js. Okay. Seems like I've been trying out some things. Okay. So let me totally take it out. Okay, so this is where I'll be working in. Basically in JavaScript, when you want to try out something, I say console.log, and inside it I say hello world. So when you say console.log, you want to log out something in the console. So console.log, you can log out either in the terminal using your terminal as a console. If you want to do it in the terminal, you can just click here and simply say the name of the file main.js. So you simply say node space main.js. That's how you run it in the terminal. So node space main.js. So you can see here hello world because that's what you're consoling out here. So if you come in here and say hello world, this is my first class. You save, you come here, you can use the arrow key to bring back the command that was normal, the up arrow key to bring back the last command, which is node main.js. So you press enter key to run. So you have it hello world. This is my first class. So that is how you run a code in your terminal. So another way of running this is by going to the HTML where you connected this main.js. So we've not connected this main.js to any HTML. So I'm going to connect it to this index.html, which is this. So how do you connect your HTML? So you can connect either in the head, this head section of the HTML, but preferably now the best practice is to connect it in the body. So once you come to the body, the last section of the body here, you can connect it. Why is it good to connect it in the last section? So that in case you want to load your page, you want the HTML to be loaded so that later the JavaScript can load. If you keep it on top, if the JavaScript is heavy, your website will not load fast. So it's better you keep it here. So you can now say script. So your script tag. So inside this script tag, you can say src equal to the name of the JavaScript. So the JavaScript file is main.js. So once you save now, you can now use live server to open this JavaScript. Then when you look at the console, you see what is in your JavaScript. So if I come here now and say open with live server, so this index.html page is going to open in live server. Okay, so this is it in live server. So if I open the console by right clicking and saying inspect, so when you click on inspect, you will see your console. So this is the console here. Once you click on this console here, you wait for it to open very well. Then you click on this console. You should be able to still see, hello world, this is my first class. So the same thing that you saw in your terminal, you can see it there. So this same thing. So anytime I can come back here, clean up everything, and simply say hello JavaScript. If I save this now, so as I'm looking here, it will come out here, hello JavaScript. So without even running it here. But if I want it to come in the terminal, I have to say node main.js, which is the name of the file. Then I can see my hello JavaScript. So when you're coding and you're learning, it might be better for you to just use the terminal. But if you want to be seeing the effect, or if you want to use this main.js to manipulate your index.html, to manipulate your DOM, then you might be looking at this other console, this place. So those are the two major places to look out for to see what you are doing in your JavaScript. Okay. So now there are many ways of logging something out, or many ways of outputting something. So you can use this console.log. You can also use what we call alert. So I can come here and simply say alert. If you want to get something out, you can use alert, which is not as good as console.log. So I can simply say alert and I'll say hello people. If I save now, you see hello people comes out here. You see it here, hello people. So that is how that happens. So alert simply brings out this alert box in order to show something. So if I click OK, it goes out. But one thing with alert is that once it comes out, nothing will be showing. So it's not the best way to write something out. So anything you put inside the alert comes out. If I say hello my people, if I save this, once the alert come out here, hello my people, see. So hello my people here is what is here. So alert is not like if you want to get something out, alert might not be the best option for you to use. Then apart from console.log, so I'm gonna put this inside this is what we call comments. Once you have double forward slash, you call it comments. You can also have single line comments or multi-line comments. These are examples of single line comments. But subsequently, I will also show you what multi-line comment is. Then apart from console.log, you can also have what we call console.error and console.warn. So if it is something that you're definitely considering as an error, so you can say instead of console.log, in place of log, you can put console.error. So in that case, anything that is coming will be in red. So you can now say this is an error. If I save this, it will come out here. See, this is an error. See, it's coming out in red, showing you that this is an error. If I come here and say this is an error code and I save, it will see right here, this is an error code. If I come down here and decide to run it here, to write like this, but it's just console.log without coloring it the way it would have done when you try it out on the browser. So apart from console.error, you can also have console.1. So you use this one for error, for warning. So this warning. So if I save this, we're going to have it here. See, warning is in yellow, error is in red. So these are ways of consoling. It could be console.log, console.warn, console.error. Okay. Now let's look at, very importantly, let's look at data types, which is very, very important. That's how you start out in programming. Anytime you want to start out in your programming, you must look at data types. So what are data types? Data types are simply the form in which your data can be represented. Say you have different data types, like you have number, you have strings. So number is when you have things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let me be representing them so that it will be clear. So number one data type is number. So example of something that is number is age. So you can say age, let age equal to 32. This is a number data type. So the data type we are representing here is number. So this is the number data type. Okay. Now let's another data type is say name, and name is say Augustine. So this is a typical string. So how you know the data type is this side, the value, anything that is on the right hand side of this equal to. So 32 is a number, that's why the data type represented here is a number. Augustine is a string of characters, that's why this is a string. So the value is what tells you the data type. So now for this expression, this very thing here is known as variable name. So this is the variable name. Then you have the equal to, which is the assignment operator. Then you have the value. So anything at this value level is what tells you the data type. So what do we have here? This is variable name. So you either have your let, const, or var. Then the next thing you have is your variable name. Then you have your equal to, which is the assignment operator, then the value. So the value is what determines the data type. If the value is a number, then the data type is number. If the value is a string, then the data type is a string. Okay, you can also have let is married equal to. So it's married. You're asking whether it's married. So it's either true or false. So you can put the value of true or false. So once the value is about true or false, then this should be boolean. So that's the data type boolean. When the value here is true or false, then it's boolean. Then you can also have another type known as let five colors. So this is a collection. So once the value is not just one, it's more than one. So you can put them in a collection. So my favorite colors are, number one, I like white very well. Then I like black very well. Then I like gray color very well. Make sure if they are strings, they must be in quotes. Gray color very well. And I like ash. Okay. So these are known as, this collection of data is what we call array. Some people call it, if it is Python, they call it list. But you can call this array. Array is collection of, it's not just one value, but many of them. So this could be numbers. If it is number, there will be no need for this code. But because it's a string, that's why they're in quotes. So once you say string, string must be in quotes. Very, very important. Strings must be in quotes. So if you have more than one value, then enclosed in this block square bracket, we call it array. So these are arrays. So these are the data types that you have. So there is another one. There are other ones. So you can say let x be equal to null. Null is another. Null simply means it has nothing. So you can also say let x be equal to null. So the data type here is simply null because it's nothing. Now you can also say let y be equal to undefined. So undefined simply means that you've not given it a value yet. Null means that you've given it an empty value, whereas undefined means that you've not given it a value yet. So there's a type known as also undefined. So that means it has not seen any value. Now there is also let z to be equal to, if you say let z without putting the equal to, which is assignment operator, or giving it a value, then you can, if you use z, it will tell you that z is undefined because you've not given it any value, you've not defined the value. So null simply means you've given it a value, but the value is empty. Undefined simply means you've not yet assigned it a value. So these are the data types that you want, that you have in JavaScript. And if you want to check any data type, so you can simply use type of. So once you say type of, then if you say z, once you console.log this out, you will get what the type of z is. So if you want to get this out, simply put it in a bracket. Then at the back here, simply say console.log. You want to see the actual value of that. If you save this, if I come here and run this code, I will see undefined. You see, I've already seen it here because I've saved it. So undefined is the value. So if I say type of y, if I save, you can still see it's still undefined. But if you say type of x, you save, you change here. See, x is an object, so null is an object. This null is an object. That's why you have object here. If you say what's the type of 5 color, know that 5 color is an array. You save now to come out here. Once you save it will come out here. Array is also seen as an object. 5 color. Okay. If you say type of name, which is a string, if you save, you see string here. You can see it's string. If you try age and save, type of age, you see number. Then if you try is married, you save, you see bowling. So you can see bowling here. So with type of, you can check the type of the element, the type of the data that you are describing. You can also print them out completely. So if I save now, console.log is married. So you print out true because that's the value. So if I come here now and say console.log name, see what will come out here will be Augustine. You can see it Augustine. Let me make this bigger. So Augustine is showing here. So once you print, you put in the variable name and print, it's going to print the value. So if you print age now, 32, you see it comes out here. So that is what data types are. Data types are very, very important to understand them because with data type, that is what you're going to be dealing with most times. Everything that you want to work with must be able to be described in form of variable. And these variables, the value that you assign them are the data types. The value you assign them depend on the data type. So if a variable, you're assigning a number, that means the data type is number. If you're assigning a string, data type is string. So you should be able to know these data types. Because the kind of operations that you also perform on such variables depends on their data type. If you have a string, you can do some things like, let's say you have an array, you can do things like pop. If you want to remove the last element here, pop. You can also do push to put an element at the back. So such might not be possible when you're using other data types. So you have to use a data type. You have to first of all know the data type so that you can know what kind of actions you can perform on them. Like this array also, you can perform actions like you can map through it, you can look through it and perform some actions. So knowing the data type is very, very important with regards to your knowing what you want to do with such. So that is very, very important. So those are the data types. So how do you know data type? How can you say that this is this data type or that data type? You can simply know it by when you ask yourself, I want to pick some information that I want to work with. You come to the class, you want to pick the names of the students. So their name, how is it written? Names are a collection of characters. So they are string. Names are string. But if you want to collect the names of all the students, so you can put it in, say, an array. So you can say now, names of students is what you want to pick. So you can say let students name equal to, since it's not just one student name. If I want to pick, say, one student name, I would have put it in a string. But if it is student's name, I have to put it in array. So it depends on the kind of data you want to pick. So if I say I want to let best student name. So if I'm picking the best student name, it can just be in a string because it's just one name. So Ade Tokumbo. So that is best student name. But if I want to pick all the students' name, it has to be in an array. So I can say Ada Obi, that's the number one person. And I can pick Ofon Effiong, that's number two person. Then I can pick Ogene. So this is an example of where you need an array. If you want to pick more than one student's name, you need an array for you to pick such. But if you want to pick only one person, let's say also you want to pick the student's age. So I want to pick students' age. I want to pick all their ages. So students' ages. So what do I represent such with? I'm also going to represent it with numbers. So I can say 18, 16, 17, 15, 20. So this is what we call array of numbers. These are arrays of strings. So I can come down here and print students' ages. So if I say students' ages, so make sure the variable name is exactly the way you declared it. If I save this now, come here and look now, see the array containing students' ages. You can see it here, 18, 16, 17, 15, 20. If I come here too and run it, you should be able to see that array, which is array of 18, 16, 17, 15, 20. If I print students' names, better put this here. The name of your variable should reflect the kind of data you want to pick. So make sure you're giving it good names here. You can see the values here. Adaobi, Fanefion, Ogeneido. If I print it down here as well, I should be able to see the collection. Adaobi, Fanefion, Ogeneido. So if what you want to represent are strings, then they have to be in quotes, whether it's single quote or double quotes. But if they are numbers, then there's no need for that. So another thing you can represent is what we call objects. So let me do object. Let person. So whenever you want object, it's always good you start it with capital letter. So for object, you put a curly bracket instead of square bracket. So you can now start representing a person. Person should have a name. So say the name is Ekene. Now you should have an address. So address can be string 15 Duro Jaye Street. We should also have fast color. So what this person is fast color. So you can represent the same fast color here. So inside an object, you can have arrays, you can have strings, you can have anything you want. Okay. can also have email, so which is a string. Okay, it can be this. If I save this now and console out person, console out person, and save this, it's going to console out this whole person. So you can see this is an object of person here. If I click on this, I should be able to see all these properties like name is a kernel. So you can see address, you can see email, you can see file color. So if I come here now and run this code, okay, so I see it here, name Ekene, address 15 Georgia Street, file color, this. So this is very, very important. And for this one, you can easily change what is there. You can come here and say uh, person dot email. So you can get this person now and change the email to another thing. Person dot email equal to Emmanuel at yahoo.co. Okay, so you can see now email has changed to Emmanuel at Yahoo because I've taken out this email here. So if you want to reference anything uh, inside this very place, inside the person object, you have to say that person dot that very thing. So with that, you can change the email. So the email is now Emmanuel at Yahoo, no longer this. So depending on what you want here, you can change it. I can change it to Augustine. But save it will still be Emmanuel because Emmanuel is the last value. So you see Emmanuel here. But if I now comment this out, I save back again. See Augustine at gmail.com. So you can change any of these by reassigning them again. So these are the data types that you can get in JavaScript. So you can have your age, which is number, name, which is string, then have boolean. Once the value is true or false, it has to be boolean. So there are also data types like symbol, which is not as powerful as these ones that we listed. But this one, symbols, is when you have something like a character, a single character. So, but these are the important data types that you're going to likely be seeing once you're doing JavaScript, and it's good you know them and know how to work with them, and also know how to change from one data type to the other. So it's also good you know how to change from one data type to another data type, which is what we are going to be spending time learning. Because your ability to move from one data type to the other will go a long way in teaching you a whole lot of things in JavaScript. Okay, so let's typically work on, say, string. let's look at some things that we can do to string. So the string we have here is name Augustine. So there are a couple of things we can do to Augustine. So string name here is also Ekene. Okay. So let me declare another string that we're going to be working with. So let S be that string. S is going to have the value of hello. Okay. So this is the string hello. So we're going to be able to do some things to this string hello. And these are what we call, let's look at properties of a string. So if I say s dot length, so I simply want to check the length of s. Okay, so let me just assign it to a value a. Okay, so let a be a s dot length so that I can just be manipulating this and be printing it out here. So if I save this, I'm going to have the length of s, which is 5. So what is the length of s? Why is it 5? Because here we have hello here. So length simply means how many characters are in this variable s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is what we have there. So length, s dot length. So this is a property of the string s. So if I come here now and say s dot to uppercase, then I have to put bracket at the back. This is a method. Once you put bracket at the back, we're talking about methods. But the length we'll just check. We didn't put bracket because it's a property. So if I save now, I'm going to have my hello all converted to capital letter. You can see this is it now, hello. So here the hello is only the head that was in capital letter. But you can see here all of them are in capital letter. So I can also say dot to lowercase instead of to uppercase. If I save now, it's going to convert it to purely lowercase. You see? Hello. So these are what we call string methods. So things that can be done on a string. They are kind of activities that can be done on a string. The ways we can use in modifying a string, they are known as string methods. So those are some of the string methods, uppercase, lowercase. So we can also get the substring, some part of s. So let's say now I come here and say substring. So I'm taking from say 0 to 3. So whenever you're talking about substring, you're doing from the start to end. So I'm taking from index of 0 to number to index of 2. So you don't this 3 is the end. You don't have to reach this 3. So this 3 now is the end. So 0 is the start. You can see it here. They have it here. Start to end. But you don't include the end, but not included. So if it is 3 here, you're stopping at index 2. You're starting at index 0. So how do you know the index is? The way you know the index, this string is what we call a zero-based data. The zero-based index data. better. So this H is at index 0, E is at index 1, L is at the index 2. So you have to start from 0 and count up. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So it has to stop at 2. You don't need to get to that 3 when you're doing the substring, because you say start from 0 and end at 3. That simply means start at 0 and end, stop at 2, don't get to 3. So if you do that, you're going to be having 0, 1, 2. So H-E-L, L. That's what you're going to be having. So if I save this now, I should have here H-E-L. You can see it here, H-E-L. So that is substring. When you want to get some part of a string. Then another thing we can do is what we call split. Another another string method is split. So if I say split, and whenever you're splitting a string, want to split in between the characters, you just put quotes. Don't put any space between the quotes, just put quotes like this. That means no space. Split them in between the characters. So it's going to convert this very string of characters into array of strings, array of characters. So it will convert this from string of characters to array of characters. So if I save this now, this string of hello will now be an array of hello. You can see array of hello. So it's going to split it into characters. So this is what you now have. So if you click here now, they're going to come one by one. So you can see that the index of H is 0. You can see 0 to 4 because strings are 0 base indexed. Okay. So this is typically what you have. So that brings me to the very important next thing. If you want to convert a string to an array, you have to use this method split. But if you want to convert it back, then you have to use join. So join is what you use to get it back to a string, join. But if you want to convert from a string to an array, you have to use the word. Once you put the name of the string, which is in lowercase is s, say dot split. But if it is an array, then you use dot join. So let's say this array now. You can see this is an array. 5 color is an array. So if I now come here and say, let me see, do I have 5 color here too? Okay, I have it here too. So let me, since I don't want two of them to answer the same one, so that there will be no conflict. So this very 5 color here. If I come down here and say, let B be equal to 5 color, which is the name, dot join. So what am I joining with? I'm joining according to nothing. So I just want to join. So if I print B now instead of A, so I will see this array now of 5 color. You see now I now have white, black, gray, ash. It's not like a string. It's no longer separated as an array, just join. So I'm joining empty. If I want to join it and I want something to be separating it to know that I join it with something, I can put that inside here. So if I save now, it will be joined, but it will now be separated by this, but it's still one string. So that is very, very important. So you can use join to convert an array to a string, or you can also use split to convert a string to an array. So that is very, very important. So conversion is very, very important because you need to know how to convert from one data type to the other so that you can perform the operations and methods of that very type that you're converting to. So another way you can convert is by using the keyword number. So if you convert something, if you say number, it converts. So let's say you have this age here. This age is a number here, but once you put quotes around this age, it's no longer a number now. This is a string. So if you print this string, if you say type of this number now, you will no longer see number. So let me say now, I come here and say console.log type of age. You know it's supposed to print out number before. But if I save now, it's not going to print out number. It will print string. See string here now because I put quotes around. Anytime you put quotes around something, even if it's numbers, you convert it to a string. So let's say now I want to convert this very string. Because age is now a string, I want to convert it to number. I can simply put number in front of it, then use curly bracket and cover the age. So if you say type of again now, you're going to get number now, no longer string, because you've used that keyword number to convert it to number. So it's now number now. But if you want to convert it to a string back, you can also use the keyword string, or just put quotes on it, or still say dot to string. This is another way by using the word dot to string. If I save this again, now it gets back to string. See, it's back to string now. So you have to know these conversions. They are very, very important. Conversions. So how do you convert from string to this? So to convert from a string to an array, you have to use split. To convert from array back to string, you have to use join. To convert a word, a number to a word, or a number to a string, you can use to string dot to string. Make sure you're putting brackets in front of any of them. Any of them you're doing, you have to use. So you can use dot to string. That's one way. You can also use just string in capital letter. String, and put what you want inside. It will still convert it. So let's say you have this as 32, which is a number. Then you come in here and you print your normal age. So once you say type of age, you're supposed to get a number because it's not a number. So you can see it's a number. But if you come in front here and type string like this, then you use quotes and use bracket and cover this. If you save, instead of printing number now, it will print string. Say string because you've used this word to convert it. So if you want to convert to a number, a string to a number, so you can either use the keyword number and put what you want to convert inside, or you can use pass int. That's another way. You can can use pass int. This is another way of converting to number. Okay. So these are very important. You should also know how to convert to other data types. So which I'm going to be showing you in subsequent classes. So it's very, very important that you know about data types, the different data types, and how to convert them from one type to the other. So if something is a null, you want to convert it to a number, then you have to assign it a number here to be converted. If you want to convert it to a string, you have to assign a string, which are a collection of letters or characters in quotes. So those are the various conversions that you can have. So I'm going to be giving you an assignment, and the assignment will be to state with examples how to convert objects to arrays to objects, objects to arrays to objects. Yeah. So that is the assignment for today. I don't know whether the class makes sense. So typically we've looked at data type, how to console or log something, and as well as how to console log things, data types, and comments, and string manipulations. So did the class make sense?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so please, I want you to look at the assignment so that we can get it sorted out and send me the answer with examples. So I want you to describe some objects, convert them to array, describe some array, convert them to objects.
Should be array is a type of object.
Yeah. No, arrays are a collection of, say, collection of values, and those values could be of type numbers. It could also be of type strings.
Yeah, I understand. But when you did the type of packet, it showed objects.
Yeah. You can show objects. Yeah. But what I mean by I want it to be like when it's in curly brackets or when it's in square brackets. I want to see such. So once you convert, you can do console.log any of them so that you see the way it's. You see, this is an object. You can see it's in curly brackets. If I console.log say an array, it's gonna be in square brackets. And there are things you can do on an array that you cannot do on objects. Like you can map through an array, but you cannot do that for an object. So let's have that. So yeah. So I also want you to show me other ways of converting from numbers to convert numbers to strings and vice versa. Also tell me about converting arrays of numbers are the assignments that you do. So that in next class, I want it to be in a very clear-cut document with examples. So let's say you want to handle this now. You can tell me that to convert arrays to objects, that you use object dot keys method. So once you tell me that, then the second line you say example given the array. So you now give me an example of an array. You can say let array 1 equal to, give me the arrays. Then you now, after that, you can now tell me the object. You can now say let array object equal to. You can now use your, if it is object dot keys, and just that's where I want it to come. I want it to be very explanatory. Okay. So yeah, see you when I see you in the next class. Thank you. God bless you. Do you have any questions?
Fine.
Okay. So see you in the next class. Thank you.